Once upon a time, this dusty dirt bowl was a pristine motocross track. A motocross track that's been long since forgotten. These days, it's mostly eroded takeoffs and cow turds.
Last time I rode a 252 stroke straighter than last year, so it's been a minute, but they didn't get any less fun in that whole year.
After back-to-back wins, you'd expect Sipes to rest. Not with this schedule.
He does a lot of work behind the scenes. I think a lot of people think that, you know, he just shows up and his motorcycle's ready. That's not the case.
So this bike's incredible stock, but it's about time to get her straight rhythm ready. Got suspension, got some wheels, got some plastic, some special graphics. Get her outfitted to match the whole thing.
He works out in the shop on his bikes. He washes his own gear. Imagine that. I can't stand the smell.
Dirt bikes and laundry, well, shit. We may as well start calling him Mr. Everything. Apart from knowing his soft linens, Sipes can also build one hell of a motorcycle.
About halfway through the bike build. Now pipe and plastics and graphics and seat cover. Should be ready to roll.
Oh, you do everything. You wash dishes.
No, she's talking about housework. I do some of that too. She does most of it.
That's right.
It's a powerful moment as a dad, watching your son ride his first motorcycle. Equal parts rewarding and terrifying.
I have to realize that I can't do it all. I can't be a world-class cyclist. That's what a lot of these guys kind of are. I can't do that with all the stuff I got going on. So I have to be okay with leaving some things out.
But family, it ain't one of them.
And sometimes that's hard to just make that switch and go, stop thinking about all that other stuff. You got to be a rider now. As soon as that's over, I go back into dad mode because I get the kids from school.
Our kids make Ryan the happiest, I think. Well, and me, of course. Winning makes him pretty dang happy. But our kids, for sure.
I have to sometimes, but I hate working when they're home. I'd rather just be best dad ever while they're home. So I try to not let work bleed into family time.
With family time done for the day, it's back to work for Sipes.
All right, shut it down. Awesome. Good job, man. You're ripping today.
Red Bull's straight rhythm is still a ways away, but with flat track next weekend, this is about the only time Sipes has to practice Supercross.
I'm pretty happy with her. The idea was a retro theme, kind of based off of a photo we found from a 1995. I think it's pretty good. Time to see what she sounds like with the FMF'er on there. It was a blast. The bike's really good. I think that suspension is perfect. Came right off my 250F from Supercross, and the pipe made it run a lot better. So, and she looks good. That's the main thing, right? It'd be sweet to get some rain. Pack this thing in a little bit.
Well, we got a rain machine right over there.
I don't think we'll ever catch up.
No.
You can't water enough. But it's sweet going from table over two of them.
It is not too small to go on off.
Well, on your bike, this bike, there's no room.
No better training tool than sibling rivalry. Believe that.
I want more of a hip. It just looks so sweet how those Bearmen and those dudes just get upside down when they turn.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't recommend that.
I mean, if they can do it,
you ride a lot of stuff.
if they
X
can do it,
Games
I
probably
can do
not
it.
one of them.
Why not?
For 72 years, the small town of Peoria has hosted the Peoria TT, a staple on the American flat track schedule. This is one of the biggest and fastest TTs in the country. Sipes hasn't seen anything like this yet.
Hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, old man. Call me back when you get a chance. See ya. I'd rather drive than fly anytime. If it's under 8 hours, I'm driving. We're going up, load in tonight, and then tomorrow's a day race instead of a night race, so we'll start earlier. I think what would be cool is if you ship the bike out, the bike you're gonna race or whatever, and come ride for, a couple days before we go, or whatever. I got a track now, and then we got a track without a ride down with JD Beach and those guys, so that'd be pretty sick, dude. I would be.
It'd be so fun. I would love it.
You really would.
Just something totally different. And I'll
That's how it starts. One supercross guy figures out having fun again, and others can't help but notice.
All right, brother.
See it. It's big, fast. Half a mile? I mean, dang near. It's a long way, so we're gonna be tapped out, I think.
On the twin, they jumped it, bounced about 4 times after. Ryan's size on a scale of 1 to 10 is probably like a 20.
I couldn't just jump into another genre and compete at the top level. Mad props to him.
It's extremely difficult to get that comfort zone of, you know where you're at all the time, but he's doing a great job at it, and he's proved it all year.
For him to be able to go out there and show everybody at the pro level that he's here and he can do it, it's freaking unbelievable.
I'm just going one lower. I'll still run third. Yeah. But here, like fourth runs out right before I want to shut off. But I want to grab, like I would grab fifth, and it was better.
I'm in fifth up here, and I pull it perfect. I don't hit the red liver. And I can just go to fourth, and fourth rolls in really good. If I go to third, it's too much kind of, locked is that back end. I just have to get used to it.
So for him to step in, and he's a year into it, he's won 2 races, he's up front all the time, I mean, it's awesome.
Red Bull KTM, number 264, the winner of the Buffalo Chip GT, number 264, Ryan Sipes.
And we're off and running here at the Peoria TT in Illinois. And after second in the semi, Sipes once again battling for the lead off the start. Oh, the wheels coming off for Sipes now, can't seem to get any traction, slipping down in the field. Well, Peoria is one of the fastest TTs in the country. Sipes just can't seem to find his rhythm. He has dropped all the way back to 7th. And it's all over here in Peoria. The rookie, Dallas Daniels, collects his first ever American flat track win.
I'm just not comfortable going that fast, coming in or like getting on the gas as hard as they do. They just get on the gas and then figure out the traction. When it had some grip, it wasn't bad at all. Or at least I was more comfortable on it.
Well, I mean, you rocked all day.
I'm happy when he loses too, because then we can just go home. We don't have to celebrate. And it takes a couple days to recover when we celebrate now.
Well, the celebration is on hold this time around, but a chance for redemption is just a tank of 32-to-1 race gas away.
We just saw Ryan Sipes last weekend competing in American flat track in Peoria, and now here he is this weekend on a borrowed bike in motocross, and he's beating kids half his age. You just can't stop this guy from racing.
2 weeks, 2 disciplines. Ironman wasn't even on the calendar, but by now, we know Sipes. He can't turn down a race if he thinks he can win.
Incredible! Sipes does it again. He's now won in 4 different racing disciplines in this year alone.
Being the first American to win the ISDE overall still carries weight. And despite his 2019 schedule somewhat lacking in the off-road department, Ryan was a late pick for the American ISDE team.
Going into August, I hadn't heard anything about ISDE this year, and I was starting to wonder if I was going to get picked.
Sipes' off-road schedule this year consisted of 2 races and 2 DNFs.
I know what they were thinking, that I'm not racing all this wood stuff anymore. I'm not going to be fast enough. That kind of hurt a little bit, you know. You don't lose your speed, I don't think. I haven't lost my speed. I think I'm still going pretty fast. So to have them think that was a little tough.
It ain't easy facing off against heavyweights KAILUB Russell and Taylor Robert with little prep. But Ryan's used to it by now, and somehow he's the fastest.
The winning both days is amazing, really coming off of not doing these since last year and not even being in the woods except for a little bit this last couple weeks. So spectacular performance, amazing.
I was pretty mad. I'm pretty bitter about it, but more or less myself. I made a bunch of mistakes this weekend, so he rode really good, and you know, pretty mistake-free weekend for him. It's just one of those things. It's dirt bikes, man.
You know, coming to this year, he changed his program a little bit. That was kind of a question mark for us. We still decided to go with Ryan, and yeah, now he comes here to the full gas enduro, and one day 1, one day 2, one day overall, and now we're heading into today's 3rd day. Just briefly go over today. We're gonna focus more on breaking down the track and seeing like what lines you would be faster on. Not necessarily like everyone needs to take the same line, but especially on a grass track to see like, would you be faster actually taking outside, cutting in, or being on a main line? It's gonna be a long day. Try to just stay focused.
It's always the give and take on the distance compared to the speed. So the inside, hit that twice and try to be mistake-free. Then this one, go outside and cut in just like we did over there.
At 6 days, there's always one main line that's super deep and beat up, and if you could get out of it, it would be an advantage if you could still go as fast or faster.
So Ryan was 3 seconds faster this morning than last test yesterday.
Yeah, Ryan, you know, he came out of the flat track scene and came straight back to the enduro scene and smoked us the last 2 days. He was riding really good. Gives us good confidence going into ISDE that we have a really good shot at winning this thing.
Compared to like in Erzberg, this is not like, can you make it? This is, can you do it without dragging both feet behind you or, you know, squirreling out?
There's a big difference between the times. We're talking about 1.5 seconds between the fastest and slowest.
I think this is cool though, because I thought the main line would have sucked, and I was actually a little bit quicker in it.
I'm actually a little bit relieved now after this, you know, the first 2 days of training camp, and he has the ability to adapt quick, and it's really nice ingredient to have of a rider.
It gives me extra motivation to, not that I wouldn't work hard for it anyway, but if you doubt me, I'm gonna work twice as hard.
Next time on General Sipes. The Sipes head to Maine for a family outing before Ryan tries to tame Red Bull's straight rhythm.